Ethiopians have destroyed in one generation what their ancestors have built for 3,000 or 4,500 plus years, based on an ideology borrowed from Marx and Lenin, that everything about it is negative and oppressive. Today, in the 21st century, Ethiopia is a poor nation experiencing genocide. Now, the very concept of Ethiopianism or Ethiopian identity has been violated by a society that claims to be its representative. Self-professed Ethiopianists have completely rejected the very fundamental values upon which the country was created and has thrived for thousands of years. Now, concepts as to what it means to be an Ethiopian, long-standing ones that have been around for thousands of years, have become a subject of ridicule by the very people who claim to be more Ethiopian than anybody else. Personages such as myself, who fight for the continuity of Ethiopia's long-standing values and the origin story, identity, and ideologies upon which the country was founded and was known by the entire world, have become a point of target. Now, the reason that the Amhara people in Ethiopia have been experiencing genocide and mass displacement, as well as cultural genocide or cultural erasure, is and has been that these values upon which Ethiopia was founded are reflected in their culture and their being. And as a result of that existential fact, enemies of Ethiopian identity have been trying to recreate Ethiopia in the image of their un-Ethiopian ideology. For one, neo-Marxism, postmodernism, destroying the nation for the past 40 to 50 years, at least since the 70s, have become what it means to be an Ethiopian and what it means to be virtuous as an Ethiopian. It is also appalling that the elite society evidently suffers from intellectual dwarfism, incapable of understanding the most important notions of what it means to preserve the continuity of a nation. Ethiopia is no longer even a nation anymore, due to the preservation of a constitution that promotes ethnic division and also breeds genocidal intent. The reason that the ethnic constitution of Ethiopia was established was to render Amharas, or ethnic Amharas, minorities in different ethnic regions of Ethiopia. Traditional ethnic institutions that have not represented Ethiopia in history are being promoted on a governmental level as being the future of Ethiopia. In contrast, institutions that have represented Ethiopia for thousands of years are being drawn and portrayed as foreign and strange ideologies that do not represent Ethiopians and are backward. The very self-professed Ethiopians who reject the very fundamental values of Ethiopia, based on the notion that these institutions are backward and oppressive, completely disregarding and ignoring the fact that the very civilization of this great nation are the ones who are loudest about their pride of being Ethiopian. This is an appalling and schizophrenic behavior, because if the historical and fundamental institutions and values of Ethiopia are oppressive, and hence is the reason why these institutions have been destroyed and weakened in one generation, despite that they had been built by Ethiopians for thousands of years, then self-professed Ethiopians who reject them have no moral grounds to be proud of the civilization of Ethiopia. Self-professed Ethiopians who reject and abhor these institutions have no moral ground to claim to be proud of these institutions and the civilization of Ethiopia. It is impossible to have intellectual discourse in a society that has been being trained to uphold cadre politics in an anti-intellectual environment. It is also impossible to have any intellectual dialogue with the absence of goodwill and benevolence. And because of the hoarded mentality of some Ethiopians, it will be a miracle if this country survives in the future.